the tricking on the door. I took the training already before. I got a big something when I be sending them. That boy is so low, you look gonna be a sinner. She's some chickens, but you never understand. And how in New York, but I'm not drinking from Japan. I'm thinking how I get the show, so I'm not thinking so I'm thinking how I get the dose, and then I'll send it to a man. Get the money, we'll bring that one to plan. My shit, I can't go away. I feel like I'm trying to be from the dream. I'm shooting for blood, anything about the game. I'm with my fire, I'm in time. I'm on grind, I'm making some bands. I'm Michael Mary, she's on top of Lambies. Don't play with jewelers, I need my shit dancing. Listen to right, but it's just a scam. Straight up out the tunnel, just shooting like Kim. Straight up for the taking, baby, girl, like dinner. Feel like Giannis, I need bucks, I need some handlers. On that shit, they for a baby powder, no more tampons. Money on my mind, like some dandruff. I'm fucking with this bitch, gon' catch a dandruff. Since they smoking hostages and watch the P-drill. This nigga come around and skid on, it's got some sweet shit. And never said I don't know, the fucking B-trip. She likes some dope shit, put that soda and some lean in it. I like some billions and go purple and do green in it. I said we can coexist, them niggas not like us. I am born in straight to starting right. I better go back to this shit without a right. I'm gonna get to the store, bring that thing, don't need no light.
Yeah, what's the word?
She wanna fuck with a baller, hey. When they come in, they got a problem. Every nigga really tryna slam me. And I give you no fire, I'm trying that fire. I ain't not trying. If I give it that ring, it'll be wild. And I keep this phone, my July. Every queen up on you like that beat line. You know, this guy, they kind of feel wild. I'm trying to feel you, and I'm hot. I get it, but money, that's no dollar time. They say, give me what they not all the time. I mean, that's very good. You be checking for me. I just tell them I'm kind of fun. I don't mind it, that's no, you tell us, you said it's wrong.
And this be from Cat.
I watch you turn yourself so lately. All the little things that made you keep down the ways that I stay down. Ain't nobody tell me I ain't true. Take a little time from the wild house to the time down me with me, babe. All I want you to know is that you just believe I can. Yeah, I'm glad you don't wanna be outside. No way, you wanna be right here, like always. So let your feet just go and give all that shit. Make you wanna give all that shit. Make you wanna spend that time on us. Make you wanna give all that shit. I even you wanna leave that behind. Make you wanna see your name all night. Make you wanna give all that shit. Make you wanna give all that shit. All that shit. Don't wanna get no call with no bad news. I know all the stories from your tattoos. If they with the shit, then you with that too. If they with the shit, then they with pow. Take the time away from the bullshit. Just have some cool shit. All I want you to know is I'm here. If no one else, I'm here. I'm never scared, no fear. No way. When you're with me, you're safe. Always. So let it fade, just go ahead and give all that shit. All that shit.
Oh no no, hey.
Just how much he's got left in the tank.
Oh no no, hey.
Well, it doesn't get much better than playoff basketball. Let's get back to the action here in round one. And it's sent back by
shit.
and the space.
What a foul! Okay, let's go. Yeah, let's do it. Come on, that's a foul, dude. I see baby posted at the Grammy party with a big nigga. Get your head, nigga. With a stick. And I can tell her everything about me. I'm a pimp, nigga. What? Let's go. To go. Okay. I said, daddy go catch it with me. Soon as they catch out, pull up and hop on her, and then fuck with a drive. I said, that nigga's a nigga I drive. Nigga that sent me the nigga that's all. Bands and dogs. She finna. And so when the book of the zip of the killing is done, I'm on tequila. Woo! Wow!
And that'll be two free throws coming up.
Ain't gonna play when we let it out, nigga.
I see baby posted at the Grammy party with it. I get to get you. And I can tell her everything about me. I'm
Yeah. Yeah.
She gon' respect my feelings.
Yeah.
You gon' kiss my feelings.
Let's go.
You know I care about feelings.
Let's go.
You know show me free. Show me let y'all. Not tell them food. Let it go get your feet. So they catch y'all. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go.
I wrote this song for the guys, this that shit ain't fun. I can't believe it turned your back when I was all alone. The best, my friends from me and I was on my own. They gon' try to take a swipe, but they gon' never phone us. The richest in my family, I can't see my phone up. Niggas fucking me and I don't even see my phone up. No one don't company, cause they didn't even feel it known. If they gon' fuck with me, but comfortably we keep it on. I think my brother every single time that I perform. And I put on different sing around for my cologne. It's hard to tell a nigga jealous if they never met us. Don't know if I gotta take a picture or put them on a stretcher. Headshot you all alone, no time to send a message. When you feel it in your lungs, the only time you regret it. My we got a big swag, I know you big man. Luckily it was a shit bag and not a city. Well, fucking shit, I wrote this song for the cops. I wrote this song for the last bitch that did me wrong. Hate that I heard her even though I know she know me better. Everything bigger value, brand new, ladies groups. Can't even blame you if you cross me cause I sent you. I pray to God for all this money that I pray to do. Think you shining in the light, well bitch I let it too. Get a money, catch a flight, right to Cancun. It was hard to ride the waves, but I span through. You know, PJ, I'm so powerful, like man, I'm on a deck. It was a ride home, like I want you to call me crazy, but you told me what to say. Everybody had it, two things, probably your glasses, I see right through things. One thing, not you can never call me a plain head. Plain Jane, Alex 30, better push you every day. Colors, what she obviously, Louis, baby, she crazy, I'm a BDC, piece of Friday. I impress me, I feel money, I just put a sorry, baby. I'm leaving on the jet plane. I don't know, I'll be feeling baby. Don't you miss me? I'm sorry, this whole baby. Hoes in the streets, I'll be so hard. Too soon, it's outside too soon. I said it was too soon. You got too you want me down like got you on the wrist, let's go. We got the ringtone. The first survival.
I'm finna take
She don't like me now. I said, no, I don't have to lie. If I get to taking the right up, shut this thing, I'm getting on fast. Like, this is everything, no shit. You ain't the one I ain't buying things. You treat her like a queen. I'm coming in the hot boy burger on me. Like, she was best friend. I'm a son. I'm a son. I'm a ways. I should have hate. Just one for fame. Only thing with her, she didn't play. Now, money, my nigga, let's cast. And that's why I feel this way. Feel that bitch, I was trying to come, but with my hand. Slave, I'm about to get new shit. I like it, but I'm letting it bend. That's the one way, so one way, so yeah, show my way, show my way, show my ways. Hold me say, see you day. I'm take you, you know what I'm saying? Yes. Like, I'm finna take my time. So like, you're gonna waste my time. I keep my bitch, I don't waste no rhyme. Show clips, just see his face like watch. Tell me that's like I don't know what to wear. The clip on the 30 mile, but I don't feel like I'm strapped up. Like, let me see. Oh, you wanna high, get your brother upset. You know, I get money, niggas that ain't trying to my nothing. My cup of bread, man. We see the bullets like it was a lot of days. I can do clothes, no fucking my bad man. I'm trying to watch, I don't care about the clock. Season on the clock, chillin' fucking clock. I think them shit fell over wide, yeah. 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 And I'm another just shit my shit. You know you can't get it with me. I show it's funny for letting my story. I just wanna say this shit my shit. You fly with my you know what I mean. Here come your brother sweet. Could've known that boy was sweet. I'm also blind as I see. Something but I have I believe. I'm finished under the money machine. Today come to the Glock so clean. I feel like bitch I'll be on the things. I have to rap with the glitzy scene. He's on his outlaw. Serve what's we got. Oh, we can do this shit. So many guns like Biggie who shot. That's the one, that's the one, that's the one. They show my way, show my way, show my ways. I'm maybe you go crazy for the cash. Hey, I'ma give you big cash. Let me sit in 30 bags. I'm snitching in the police with no badge. So I grew up, my mama with my dad. So when I grew up, I put her in the bag. I let her do when I think. Looking at my mama and alright, let's see. Looking at me like a new person. She telling me I need to slow see what the fuck. The pain will go away with the person.
Shut that shit the fuck up. Let's get back to the nitty and gritty out this bitch. All right, let's see what we got on the slate today, bro. I was just watching some shit. Hold on, I got something for y'all. Nah, what that other shit at with the just trying to see the other shit.
Ira, e-file is open. Switch to TurboTax and file free in the app if you didn't use this last year. Just file with TurboTax.
All right, let's start with this.
We're less than 24 hours away from the NBA trade deadline, and there has been some vexing chatter that has started to make its way around NBA circles that Kevin Durant could be on the move. We've reported that Phoenix has been willing to listen to offers from him in recent days, and as sources told our Brian Windhorst, the Warriors are among the teams that have interest. Shams Charania, our senior insider, is here alongside us now. Shams, where does all of this stand between the Suns, the Warriors, and Kevin Durant?
Well, the Warriors have been seriously pursuing Kevin Durant over the last week, but sources tell me that Durant has no desire in a reunion with the Warriors. He does not want to go back to the Warriors, where he won 2 championships, won 2 finals MVPs. The Suns' position in all of this has been to continue to build around Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, but due to their record, teams have been very aggressive calling the Suns. It's unclear where these talks go between now and tomorrow's deadline, but one thing is clear around the league right now, and that's Kevin Durant does not want to go back to the Warriors in any trade. So for the Warriors, do they continue this pursuit of Kevin Durant? Do they move on to a guy like Jimmy Butler, who we've been discussing over the last couple of months? Is Chicago's Nikola Vucevic a target as well? We'll know in the next 24 hours.
Okay, so there will be no reunion, Shams, at least if Kevin Durant gets his way, between the Golden State Warriors and the MVP, the former MVP, in Kevin Durant. We're trying to check back in with you a little bit later in the show. Brian Windhorst, I want to get your reaction here. When you hear that Kevin Durant does not want to go back to Golden State.
So over the last day or two, there's been some negotiations going on a 3-team maneuver between Miami, Golden State, and Phoenix that would have included Jimmy Butler and Kevin Durant. I don't know whether or not, I mean, I know what Sean says is correct. I don't know whether or not that precludes Miami, or from Phoenix, from still going ahead and trading him. He doesn't have a no-trade clause. They could, in theory, still trade him. They could, in theory, hold him and also hold Bradley Beal and just move on with the season, although their team is 500, not performing well. They could discuss what Kevin's going to do this summer. He's got 1 year left on his contract. They have to get clarity on what he wants to do going forward. Or they could, having one side of the triangle out, discuss with Miami doing a trade straight up Kevin Durant for Jimmy Butler. That trade works straight up. Now, the concept that the Suns had was to put Butler and KD together, right? That they've worked on for a month. So I don't know how that would work, but I don't know, with these talks, I don't know if KD can go back to Phoenix knowing that he was discussed out there.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting because you don't want to go back to a place where you won 2 championships and you had some success. We understand everybody loves Steph, so it has to be a reason. Is it a locker room? Is it a coaching thing? Is it a structure thing? Is it the way they play the game of basketball? It has to be a reason why he doesn't want to go back there because we've seen how it works. We've seen he has success. Or is it a Draymond Green thing?
I was there that last year in Golden State, saw a lot of those games and saw this unhappiness no matter what their success was. Was it Draymond? Was it Joe Lacob behind the scenes? Was it Kerr? There were a lot of things there. And I was told that a couple days ago, and you hadn't heard about this Warriors rumbling. I'm like, what? No, I don't want to go back there. I was pretty adamant. I think he approached his Suns to get some clarity on it, and can work with me to find a place somewhere else. And from what I hear right now, I just got a text that he's dead.
I mean, the Warriors go with that.
Yeah.
Right there. Okay. Go ahead. You get
2 things can be true. As a player, like you want to go there and you should have respect for those guys in the locker room. Yeah. You don't forget anything. And there's certain things as players we don't accept. You can't say to us, we don't forgive you, but we don't forget it. And there may be a situation where you just might not want to be in that space again.
Well, for the most realistic outcomes, it seems like what you're saying, Brian, is that there could be something on the table for Miami and also for staying in Phoenix.
Yeah, I mean, a trade KD for Jimmy Butler functionally works. Okay. The Suns are in a straitjacket in terms of making deals. They can make that deal. Pat Riley and the Heat have wanted Kevin Durant several times in the past. But again, the concept for the Suns is to put them together. Right. I can't say for sure it's going to happen. Also, could be another team that sit here, Sean saying this. I promise you right now, the league is reacting to Sean saying this, and Spears just saying he's dead. And there's a possibility that another team could come in and try to negotiate that with the Suns. But if I had to guess right now, admitting that things are changing, I would say either stays in Phoenix or there's a Miami Heat by tomorrow night. Bobby, let's put some numbers. What does it look like? Well, I think it all depends on how much does Phoenix want Jimmy Butler. Because as Ryan said, really, realistically, the only path for Phoenix to get Jimmy Butler is certainly in a Kevin Durant type trade here. I think when you look at it, right, Brian said Durant, Butler matches here. So when we look at Butler, certainly in Durant, but if you're the Phoenix Suns, you're looking at this roster and saying, like, how much else do we want, right, from this group? To just make the deal work, certainly within the CBA, we're going to just put Josh Richardson in here, and we're going to throw in a 2031 first. Okay, that deal on the paper works when you look at it there, okay? But let's go back and look at Miami's roster. If you are Phoenix, you're looking at, I want to see another pick here, 2029, and then I'm looking at some of your young players, Jaime Jaquez, Nikola Jokic, two young players. And if you're Miami, you have to ask yourself, is that too much to go after Kevin Durant, where you're basically giving your young players and basically all of your draft picks left?
But doesn't life just happen so fast, especially with the trade deadline? Because I feel like there's an elephant in the room. Why would they even think about trading Kevin Durant? And I spent some time thinking about that, and the only answer I can think of is if it's a competitive reset for them.
I can answer. The Suns are having a tough season. One game over 500. They tried for a month to trade Bradley Beal. They can't. So now they're looking at status quo or doing something else. So what if we trade Durant and we can get Jimmy Butler plus some things? Jimmy Butler plus Nikola Jokic, plus Jaime Jaquez, plus multiple first-round picks. And that way your team is still competitive and you reset yourself a little bit, but not be a rebuild.
Exactly, that competitive reset. But I also think about this being a huge learning lesson when it comes to the consequences of what people knew previously as the luxury tax, but now it's the second apron. When you pierce through that, it has consequences where salaries are aggregated and it makes it harder to move guys. So if your team, you put all these chips together, expensive contracts together, it has consequences when it doesn't work because you can't move them the way you assemble them. To me, that's number one. And two, this also tells me that they continue to believe that Devin Booker is the cornerstone, no matter what. At 28 years old,
I can say this. Everybody on the Phoenix Suns, multiple people have told me, everybody on the Phoenix Suns is I know that they can deny it and they can say that they didn't make a call on Kevin Durant and they only took calls, and that's fine. I'm telling you, multiple teams told me the Suns came in that it was a one-untouchable player.
And that was Devin Booker.
Two real quick things here. Again, my love to make CBA knowledge here. Double A rankings, right? We're talking about double. Very complex when you're taking with two teams in the game. Here's one thing. If this doesn't work out or materialize, look at a possible Jonas Valanciunas, Joseph Nurkic type trade where Phoenix would have one of those first-round picks they acquired from Utah. That's one of the side moves that's not involved in certainly the Jimmy Butler talk. Look for them to go out and get Valanciunas on that deal.
And these are the types of moves that they're going to be monitoring between now and tomorrow's trade deadline. Again, all of this is still hypothetical. Teams are making calls, but we are following the story incredibly closely.
From outside as they were in the first half, sticking to the high percentage shots, playing smart.
Now here's Portis. He has 6. And here's George. And it's Wade with
Just this morning, the Bucks have made a trade to add Kyle Kuzma. They're sending Chris Middleton to Washington along with a first-round pick, A.J. Johnson, and a pick swap. Now, Middleton has been in Milwaukee for 12 seasons. He was a key piece of the 2021 title run.
Showing he wants to be more than just an outside shooter.
And he's got his first chance at the line here. Harris is checked in for the Bulls. Parsons comes in for Wade. Indiana also making some changes. George Niang, he's checked in for Miles Turner. Jordan Crawford comes in for Jeff Teague. And Brooks subbed in for Hastings. The free throw drops from McDermott.
He's still trying to find his footing, but Doug McDermott is a great shooter, no question about that, but he needs to keep adding more to his game.
here's Brooks. Still scoreless. Pass to Niang. To the middle. Crawford gets to Young. And here's George. Back to Young. His first shot coming late. It's not going to go for him. Here's Carter Williams, and he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. And we wrap up the third and looking to be an exciting fourth quarter. From the United Center in Chicago, back in a moment. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game.
Yeah, and I like feed, and you love to see your off guard taking over the playmaking duties with this much skill.
Yeah, platinum level dime dropping there, fellas. Accurate and on time.
And we're happy to have you back for more playoff basketball here in round one. Here's Hastings. Here's Young. Kicks it out to Ellis. Here's Hastings. Carter Williams covering.
And it doesn't even matter that he's surrounded on that possession. He's got the size to pull those boards down anyway.
Here's Parsons. Lays it up off the glass. Parsons got the lead up to 4 now for the Bulls.
And the D not really doing its job there. A little slow to react to the ball getting into the paint.
Ellis outside. Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
Cutting into that deficit now, well within striking distance.
Boy, time to tighten it up on defense. A stop here would be huge.
Pass to McDermott. Now Portis, defended by Young. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pacers will take it. Bulls making the switch here. Campbell's checked in. So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Miles Turner, he's checked in for Young. And Robinson III comes in for George Niang. Paul George, he's checked in for Jordan Crawford. And it's Teague in for Monte Ellis. Here's Hastings. Pass to Turner. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Turner's got it all tied up now for the Pacers.
Oh, he looked ready for the contact and just powered it through.
Carter Williams feeling it out a bit. Down low. And Portis throws it down.
Yeah, good-looking bounce pass to set up that one.
Pacers have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Into the lane. Hastings, that's good.
And you want him taking big shots for you in big moments. That one was as easy as it gets.
Well, you don't want to give him any open shots at this stage. Never mind a layup. Come on now. My goodness.
And you know what? He had to clear some space for himself to get that rebound. Not an easy one there among the big boys.
On the wing, Jordan. To the wing. Teague finds George. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time.
You can tolerate gaps like that sometimes, but in a close game, man, I tell you what, that really hurts.
A new lineup here for the Bulls. Now here's Wade. Third minute of action now gone here in the fourth. Here's Butler. Tries again, and it's laid in by Gibson. And the Bulls lead by 2.
Gibson loves coming through for his team when they need him to.
George against Gibson. Outside, George. And Gibson sends it back.
A good defender who uses his body well. Gibson is capable of blocking shots.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
You always have to take advantage of trips to the line.
And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Bulls.
Well, you know, for me, the passing has been fantastic all night. Everybody loves watching this style of basketball where the ball moves and players move. Coaches, fans, and even us broadcasters can appreciate that kind of action.
They took what the defense gave them tonight, and that was the mid-range. I mean, very consistent from that part of the floor.
The Bulls call timeout. Short break in the action gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Hey, thanks, Kevin. Fred Hoiberg was talking with his team during the break. Now, he was quite encouraging in the huddle. He said, look, you're fighting out there, fellas. I can see it. I need you to keep giving everything you have. Bring this one home. See if they can pull it off, guys.
Thank you, David. Now, here's Wade. To the middle. And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball.
That's a jump ball.
Gibson dishes to Rondo. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Wade, good.
In Wade, we trust in the big moments. This guy knows how to get it done by himself in the clutch.
Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation. And that kind of stifling effort on defense needs another look.
And this is postseason play at its finest. Refusing to give up shots here in the playoffs.
Here's Wade to the paint. Outside for Rondo. 1:53 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Wade. It's rebounded by T.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
And they call the 8-second violation. Too much time getting it up court. For Chicago, they've gone 5 of 8 shooting as we've come down the home stretch in this final quarter. That's to Wade. 1:24 left in the fourth quarter. Outside Butler, just 4 to shoot. Misses the 3.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
And that's going to be a turnover. They call him for 8 seconds. Chicago leading. And it's Wade with the jam.
Dwayne Wade is a beast. No moment too big for him.
There's 57 seconds left to play here in the fourth. It counts him, and he has brought them to within 2 points.
Circumstances where not only you can't aggregate that, but people forget that their picks are frozen until what, 20, 30
They don't control their first round pick in the next 7 years. They've got 6 round picks, but there's some other teams here.
To put it into context, the pick that they can control, their prospect, is in middle school right now. In middle school. So you think about the consequences, yeah, it's tough, but now you're looking at a competitive reset as a pathway forward with a little bit more flexibility, all because you are the most expensive team in basketball.
I'm getting all this play hate, believe it.
You'll ever
This is Charles Barkley, and then Jimmy, now it's KD. What are we fighting about this? I mean, all respect, hey, you know, I don't get it. I mean, but I do think that the Warriors aren't done. They've been scouring everywhere. They're trying to find something. Nikola Vucevic, it's not as sexy, but I like him for the Warriors. Can you speak to that?
Wendy's one, yes.
15 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And they go to the intentional foul.
Jeff Teague, third personal foul. Third team foul. At the line for two.
First free throw.
Indy Federal Credit Union.
To the 3-point lead.
It's like, what if the fish is really big?
So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 4-point ball game.
Good composure from the line there. Those shots sealed.
And the Pacers call time here. They're trailing by 4. And what's their best move at this point?
We started with Kevin Durant on the move. Of course, Mavs, Rockets, and look for it to the Warriors. I am 36-year-old superstar. We're still going to go. That was a 27%. So look, I had a good partner here. We like going back to the Warriors.
And so the big win by Chicago in a tight game. And they've edged in front in the series after an outstanding performance here in Game 3.
Kevin, it sure was. When teams split the first 2 games of the series, Game 3 means everything. They're going into Game 4 now, riding that high after this win.
Well, that'll do it for now. And you can join us during this first round of the Eastern Conference playoffs. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for being with us. And as we leave you, let's take a look at our player of the game, Dwayne Wade.
And they're perennial contenders every year. They didn't blow a 3-1 lead. He goes to the team that blew the lead too. They become maybe the greatest team of all time. Certainly on the you can't count on one hand teams better than them. That blows up. And then it's a weird 6 years. Brooklyn's a disaster. Phoenix is more of a disaster. Now back to Golden State maybe. Just never seen a career from a guy who, by the way, you and I was on before the show about how the Steph, I'm joking about Steph, but Steph is, you're seeing, like, oh, he's in his late 30s, and you're seeing it on the court. You don't really see it with Durant. Durant is not, if Apex Durant was a 99 2K rating, right now Durant's like a 94. You know what I mean? You see a little lesser aside from the availability, but he's still amazing. For this guy, after living in the conference finals and the finals the first decade of his career, hasn't quite past round 2 in 6 years. And so it would be totally bizarre to answer the question, absolutely not. Not contenders. Not contenders. I mean, who dropped him in on the team they have right now? Yes. But with the fact that you would have to lose either Wiggins or Draymond, plus 3 role players, no, that's not a contender. Like, I think the Luka LeBron pairing, while maybe definitely not as seamless, Luka and LeBron to me are both better than KD and Steph. And we were debating, are they contenders? And so the Warriors.
Wade against T. Wade can't hit. The three from George. Kept alive by Indiana. Butler with the steal. Wade finds Butler. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. He had a nice open look right there.
We don't normally see Rondo in that position, receiving the feed. But a nice job by Rajon switching it up that time.
Here's Hastings. That ball, nice feed that time from George.
How about 3 or 4 from the floor to start? That's always a good
So
sign.
most years, it wasn't over. No, we're taking contenders. It would be fun to see. I'd love to see it, but it wouldn't make them contenders for me.
I think with KD, which you first talked about, yeah, it's very interesting. I mean, going to Golden State was just an unprecedented. That in and of itself, it makes it like, wow, that's unique. I mean, LeBron did something similar, but Durant was way further than that. Charles Barkley, interesting for it. Philadelphia was great, but they're not really defense in it. 2015 was to the finals. Only 4 years. Then, for all his criticism of Durant and LeBron joining forces with other players, he goes and joins the team and Drexler, and then they get pitching, but they never win it. They never even get to the finals. So, in this day and age, that was really big critique. Yes, hard. And his numbers were great before he went to Houston. So it's not like, oh, he was really falling off. As far as the contenders, I do think they would be contenders. Now, I'm not saying they'd be favorites in the West, but definitely contenders. Because, and I think they would lose Wiggins. I would say Wiggins and Kuminga. And then some of the role players. The thing is, they have a lot of good young role players. What they don't have is like star power outside of Steph. So Steph is seeing a lot of double and triple teams, and there's no one to take that pressure. Like in Legion, you have Clay. Even as he got older, you still had to worry about Clay. There's not nobody offensively that you really have to worry about. So now you bring KD, and obviously you can't just focus on Steph, because if you do, KD will kill you. You got to keep Draymond, because he will be he's the floor general. Defensively, even though Wiggins is great defensively, I think Draymond is the key to their defense. And then if you keep Gary Payton II, Kevon Looney, like there's not a lot of guys that wouldn't lose those guys. Right, that's what they do. So if you keep some of them for defense, for athleticism, then you got 2 bona fide. I think Steph's production will go. I agree with Steph. I mean, Steph, people, if you want to watch him, listen, Steph's one of the 12 greatest players of all time. And that championship a few years ago, any questions that even thrown the board there was, he answered them all. Steph has more games this year with less than 15 points than he has with 30. Like Steph has, this is when you haven't been locking the NBA and playing in football season. This has been a tough year so far for Steph. I'm surprised by you're going to do this.
Everybody's locked in with basketball.
I know, because I know how, I won't say pessimistic, but Steph, where you are the Lakers.
I mean, niggas gonna watch football. They're not watching basketball.
You have not one other role player, let's just say close to the 2 grand. I know the Lakers are playing next season. And I don't think you believe in the. My only, I mean, again, the defense, but and we'll get to the Lakers momentarily. But Brian is playing at such a high level that I may be changing my mind. I mean, right now the Lakers would have the best, to me, 2 players between the teams. I think right now, Luke is truly the best. So they had that before. You're AD with AD? Yeah, but you went from AD being in the argument to Luke being truly the best. And right now, this moment, I know he's 40, I know he's in year 22. LeBron is playing better than Steph and ring. And so, I don't know, like, it's just that, and thinking last night, and we're on the left. Obviously, I think the chemistry is unbelievable. I just couldn't wait. It would be like, it reminds me of going on these franchises. You know what?
6-point game.
I'm going to take another process. Like, oh, the back. Yeah, so you know what decided to do? Pacino and De Niro together. Like, oh, really? That wouldn't work. So for every flaw that you really rest, I think what's going on with it is, and outside of your defense is obviously a real issue, and like you got really good role pains. Maybe you should think, oh, God, even if they figure that out in question. Yeah, best case scenario there's going to be. I feel like this is the opposite. Steve Kerr's like, please go back, and Draymond will be in the year. It would be Steph Durant would be saints. There's a big thing. I get this real concern more. We're sure that Draymond could.
And the first one drops. He's perfect from the line this time.
Anything to be seamless? Because you're saying, I think correctly from a basketball standpoint, Wendy is the best working NBA reporter in the world. I mean, you can't say working, it's pretty sure. I don't consider NBA reporter anymore. Wendy has made it very clear, Draymond's on the tape. He made it, he has said and he is more careful with his words than anyone in their business. So we all agree that they would need to keep Draymond. So let's assume they got him and they kept Draymond. I don't know that the chemistry, you're talking about Pacino and De Niro, but what if in one of those times Matt Damon was in one of those movies with Paul Pacino and something and so he said, I've never worked with him again.
Like, but I feel like it's been a few years. I'm sure, we've seen them even after games talking a little bit. Draymond's addressed it. Like, I think they would be okay. Look, LeBron wouldn't play for Daniel, and I get it, Gilbert's not a player, but still, that when LeBron showed them, look, be mature and keep it making it hard from an NBA reporter.
I say that former NBA reporter about watching you. I had heard stories that about Draymond and KD that haven't made the news. I'm like, oh, that was out. I feel like we took some of the tension. I mean, in the finals, when Draymond hit LeBron and got suspended and all that, I mean, obviously, Draymond's a great guy. So what I will say is, Draymond off the court has a basic universal approval rating from everyone I know that knows him. That part is.
We're about a minute in.
There is almost that part would be weird, but it also seems like he could be in a trade, which is a whole other discussion.
I say they did get Wiggins and keep Wiggins and let Draymond go. They're still very good. I think Draymond work. Yeah, Draymond
he's a linchpin defensively. When you talk about looking the runs defense, they also need his spirit. They need spirit, they need and they need his leadership and his
I also can't see any more like sad Steph Curry highlight reels where like we thought Clay was going to get one. I was like, oh, here's waiting to see Draymond in there with passing the ghosts. Okay, the other story.
Something not just on great fronts. Ultimate Hot Bundle is starting at $24.99 only at Pizza Hut.
In that one. Whatever they couldn't get from their
so we don't know what we think about. I know what I think. The Lakers trade felt like a nightmare for Mavs fans. The story now is that the Mavs have dreamed of adding Durant. The athletic writing on the left is the guys pulling this off. Unlikely. They need Jordan Dallas a star study group. So to you, like, I'm thinking of Mavs throwing in a little bit. But here's the important. After you guys around you, you're going to take deal. Okay. Are you happy with this?
No. Dreams is the right word. I have dreams too. I don't mention them, but it'd be great. If it could happen, then everybody would go, oh, that's what they would do. And it would make great sense. Because I KD,
Anthony Davis and Kyrie. And Kyrie said last night, we all know the video where KD and Kyrie talking in the Boston. You know, the plan was for those three to go to Boston. Those three to go to Boston with Jason Tatum. I don't know how that was going to happen, but it would be great. And I think Dallas would be the favorite in the West. If they got KD with 8 points and kind of I don't think they have the pieces to win anything. Whatever PJ Washington, they don't have picks. No, they give a bunch of role players, but Phoenix can get more than that. You got to give up KD, I would think. I hope, because this was storylines. I mean, I love KD on Golden State, but it'd be great if KD would go there, but I just don't see how it's
This is the definition of saving face. If the trade, I know this trade doesn't exist, but if it was, we traded Luka Doncic for Anthony Davis and Kevin Durant, I'd still be like, what I have done. Like you are now saying to win right this year, next year, over the next 10, it would have been a real debate. Yeah. Obviously, the trade happened, except instead of Kevin Durant, it was Max Christie and the seventh bidder to be named later. So not great.
Outside Butler. High arcing shot. Yes, that goes in.
What a nice touch on the floater. Butler has perfected that shot, has it down to a science.